Hey everybody, this is Derek, aka No One on YouTube. Thank you for clicking on my video. At least I'm hoping this is going to be on YouTube. If not, then it'll go straight to Patreon. But here's the hoping. So, for most of you that know, or that actually, let me rephrase that. For my Patreon members, they know that I have a collection where I do documentaries, reaction to full documentaries and biographies, and I put them all in there. So I recently did a reaction to a documentary on Stevie Nicks, and I did a recent documentary on Courtney Love. So let me show you guys um, the page on my Patreon. So so you can see I have like all these documentaries. I did one on Slash, I did one on Joan Jett, Blondie, the Go-Go's. You know, I really want to have a lot of female artists on here. So I did one on Stevie Nicks, did one on Dolly Parton, which by the way I loved, even though I'm not a country music person, but it was a great biography. There was one on the Slits, the England's first all-girl punk band. And then just the other day, I uploaded Courtney Love documentary, The Girl with the Most Cake. So since I did Stevie Nicks and Courtney Love, I figured, you know what? Why don't we do it's not a first time reaction, but it is, I haven't seen the video or heard the song in a long time, but Hole did a cover of Fleetwood Mac's Gold Dust Woman. So, and it's a punky version, and I thought it was brilliant that Courtney Love did that. She kept it somewhat true to the original, but at the same time made it Courtney Love. So I figured you guys might want to like check this out because this was, I don't remember like when this was released, but in the documentary, I mentioned what in the reaction to the documentary of Courtney Love, I mentioned how she did this remake, but it wasn't mentioned in the documentary. So I was like, you know what? For fun, let's rewatch this and kind of go through it. So I don't know if you guys know the original Fleetwood Mac Gold Dust Woman song. It's a classic. And then, of course, Courtney Love's version. So we're going to do the Courtney Love version. So if you've never heard the original version, maybe hit pause, go hear the original, and then come back and hear the punky grunge version that Courtney Love did and just kind of made her own. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, ready? This is Whole Gold Dust Woman. Totally starts off different. I forgot how much I love this one. Okay, they're about to get into the chorus. Obviously way different than the original, but she kept it true to the original as far as the melody and all of that. But she's totally made it Courtney Love, just the way Courtney does her little vocals. There's like that little, I don't know, how do I describe it? I was trying to describe it when I did the reaction to the documentary, but it's like, it's almost kind of like a slight little whine to it, but it's Courtney Love and it works. And then of course, that she can get that aggressive, screamy vocals too, which I don't remember if she does any of that in this version or not. But I just love the punky grunge music in it. The I'm just kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, it's been a while since I've heard this version. So let's go because I think they were going to go into the chorus.
See your sunlight burning to go down. Lousy lovers.
Oh, okay, never mind. I thought it was the chorus.
But they never cry out loud. Cry out. But you make me cry, make me break down. Shatter your illusions up now. Is it over now? Do you know how? Pick up your pieces and go home.
I love Melissa's background vocals.
Back off, gold-dust woman. Follow those who pale in your shadow. Rulers, big bad lovers, better put your kingdom up for sale. Up for sale. Wouldn't you make me cry?
There she got a little raspy in her vocals. She had that fry. Um, and what's awesome about Hole, I mean, because it's not an all-girl band, obviously, because the lead guitarist is Erik. I forgot like his last name. But you got Melissa on bass, and they had the name. They talked about the drummer in the documentary. I already forgot like her name, but it's cool that there's a female drummer and a female bassist. And so, in Liliac, there's a female drummer. There's Abigail Christia. In The Warning, it's all girls. So you've got Pow on drums, and so this is kind of like, in the days, even was this before the Donnas? The Donnas came out in like the late 90s and 2000s. But anyways, it's just, good to see that even back then there were female musicians, not just female singers, but musicians. We know Courtney can play guitar too. They're not showing her play guitar here, but she plays guitar too, rhythm guitar. So, let's just kind of go back.
Wouldn't you make me cry? Make me break down. Shatter your illusions up now. Is it over now? Do you know how? Pick up your pieces and go home. Did you make me cry? Make me break down. Shatter your illusions up now. Is it over now? Do you know how? Pick up your pieces and go home.
Ooh, that went hard. And I'm so glad I did this again because it was just okay. You know what? Before we all forget, let's be reminded Courtney Love is the queen of grunge. She is the queen of 90s grunge. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that, you know? I mean, you've got like, you know, the Runaways were dubbed the queens of noise. Joan Jett has been dubbed the queen of rock and roll and the godmother of punk. Lita Ford is the queen and godmother of metal. But Courtney Love, definitely the queen of grunge. Absolutely. Um, I am so glad I did this again. That was fantastic. I loved it. It went hard. It was a completely different version. It was, just it's funny because like Courtney Love's story and her, like her past, there's so much chaos, right? But it translates into the music. Like it's a different vibe when you listen to Fleetwood Mac's version. This version is like, I don't know, like chaos and mm, I don't know. It's just great. It's awesome. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you rocked out with me. I hope maybe you were either introduced to this song or introduced to Courtney Love's music, period. I hope you enjoyed it, or at least got some kind of an education as far as, 90s grunge. Maybe you weren't into it back then. Maybe you're not into it now. But, one of the things I love about like doing the documentaries that I was doing, like when I did the one on the Slits, um, I was never into their music. I didn't really know anything about them when I did the documentary. And even as I was doing the documentary, when they were playing some of the music, I was like, I probably not for me as far as like, I mean, am I going to go play them on Spotify? Probably not. Um, but I enjoyed hearing their story, and I'm glad that I'm able to help in not, in the resurrecting, I guess you could say, of their story, because they were talking about how like, the industry tried to erase them from history or from her story. So I'm glad that I was able to shine a little light on them. And if you're on Patreon and if you haven't watched the Courtney Love documentary or the Stevie Nicks one, watch the Stevie Nicks one first, and then watch the one on Courtney Love. And if you want me to do some more, actually, if you want me to react to um, more Stevie Nicks or Fleetwood Mac, some of the stuff I'm gonna know, some of the stuff I'm not gonna know. Same thing with Hole or Courtney Love. Um, but anyways, let me know. This was great. I loved it. I hope you rocked out with me. And I'm gonna have the links to the original video if this is gonna go on YouTube, and I'm gonna have Hole's and Courtney Love's socials, because I don't know if they're still active. Well, Hole probably is not active, but Courtney Love may still be active. And that's what I was going to do after I did my documentary reaction. I was going to go see if she was on Instagram so I could follow her. So I still haven't done that, so I'm going to try to do that. And then in the description is going to be all of my socials, if this is going on YouTube. If not, then this is on Patreon. But needless to say, I want to shout out all my patrons. And here's kind of what I want to start doing. Hold on a second. And I'm going to do it better next time, but just so that the thanks goes out. Okay. So next time I'm going to have to go back and rework that, because I need to make it so that it's slower so you can actually see the names. But anyways, at least for this one, pause it. My channel is still a work in action, and it's a work in progress, I should say. So thank you very much for hanging out with me, and I will see you in the next one.